Welcome everyone. The tools are currently available for log analysis in SOC are complicated and inefficient. I'm Jose Morris from Microsoft. I'm here to share our work on real-time event feed analysis. The tools we have developed and releasing today will make it easier for companies to protect their assets. So let's look at the landscape of the tools that are available for analyzing logs today. Imagine there is an adversary in the system. There are a whole bunch of places where you can collect data. There is operating system log, there is application log, and then high volume tracing. The researchers or SOC responders can now either use limited tools like grep on Linux or Event Viewer to look through the logs, or they can even upload it to a database. That means like they have to now have a high volume database where they can upload all these events. They also have to make a decision of like which exact event they need to upload. If you look at it this way, like the events, there are a whole bunch of events that are available for Realstream. Out of that, only a small subset gets recorded on the machine in the logs. And even out of that, only a small subset is currently used by SOC to identify issues. Let's look at an alternative here, real-time query. Imagine all the data that is flowing as real-time event feeds. Think about an ability to apply filtering on the fly even before the event feed hits the disk. What this gives us is the ability to filter, transform, or aggregate on the fly and only think about storing the relevant data that we need. The relevant data can now be presented just on the console or as comma separated files or JSON. The tool that the language that we are using for this querying mechanism is KQL. We like the Kusto query language syntax, which felt very natural for us to apply on a real-time event feed. The same process can also be applied on recorded events in log files, and you can either transform or you can simply upload to a database of your choice. In this case, we are using Kusto as a database of our choice. The flexibility that we are getting here is we are using a similar language, KQL, for filtering on real-time feed on the local machine before we upload, or in case we have uploaded all the data, we can apply the same language syntax on the database too. So this gives our SOC engineers the ability to just learn one language and use it in both places. Let's switch to a demo of how to read Windows logs. On a Windows machine, when an adversary is active on the machine, you have Event Viewer to look for all the processes that the adversary is creating. In this case, we are looking at a simple example of looking for process create events. In this case, what the SOC engineer typically does is he has to go into the filter and apply an ID for process create events and then filter by it, and then now he has to look through all the process create events looking just for the one that the adversary actually created. This makes it more cumbersome to use. Now come back, let's switch to a different model. Here the author first creates a query file where he specifies a Kusto query where he just says this is the event ID that I'm interested in, and then projects just the values that he wants and then attaches it to the tool that is running. So now the tool is printing just the information that the user, so the SOC engineer, is looking for. For example, in this case, he's looking for the process name and the username, and it is printing it on the screen as the adversary is active. So it happens real time, and the user is having an instantaneous view of what's going on. Now let's switch to another sample where we use the same tool but try to upload all the data to Kusto. So this is a command line on the same tool to get all the data up to Kusto. And here in this case, what I'm doing is like I'm simply uploading all security events with all the properties rather than doing a filtering on real time. Now, again, the tool is running. I'm simulating an adversary trying to open Notepad or other applications locally. And then you can see that the events are getting uploaded to Kusto. Once this completes, I can switch to Kusto Explorer, and we can look at how the data shows up in Kusto. So here is the Kusto Explorer, where I can see all the events that are uploaded with the whole of the event data that is uploaded now. Now here, rather than filtering by a specific event, I have uploaded all events. Now let me run the same query that I created, and I can now see I can do the similar filtering on the collected data. So here we have seen a demo where you can either run the query real time on the machine and upload only the data you need, or you can upload everything to Kusto and then run the same kind of a query on Kusto. Now let's move on to event tracing for Windows. Event tracing is a high volume event logging that is available as part of Windows. Typically, SOC engineers don't look into this because the event is really high volume, and then if we try to collect such a high volume event, it becomes a problem trying to store it locally and then parsing through it. So let's take some scenarios like some of the event tracing that's available on Windows. For example, you have event logging, ETW logging for IP packet send and receive, DNS client request response, file created, deleted, registry key created, deleted. So all these events are you already have them logging, but the logging is actually turned off unless the SOC engineer explicitly turns them on. So here we look at the whole of event tracing for Windows, and then as we saw, like the recorded events in the logs which don't contain everything, and currently the SIEM uses only a subset of it. But by doing a ETW tracing and filtering on the fly, we can look at a lot of interesting security data. Let's now switch to a demo for ETW logs. So here I have a demo for collecting ETW events. So the first step on this process is to use Logman or any such tool to start a ETW session. And for this scenario, what we are going to look at is imagine an adversary who is on the machine and he is trying to do a lateral move. He is trying to connect to different machines and different IP addresses. So what we are trying to do here is like collect all the IP packet send receive events and then summarize by a specific summarize by the IP addresses and then collect the data. So first step is to start a logman trace and set it up. And once the logman trace is running, I can now create a ETW, like I can start the KQL tool and then pass the same logman session name as an input argument and start the tool. So now the ETW KQL tool is connected to the logman session, and it is collecting all the TCP events, and it is uploading in raw format to Kusto. Once I run it for a while and let the adversary application do what it is doing, now I have all the data collected in Kusto. Now I can open Kusto and then look at all the events. So you can see that a whole lot of events have been uploaded in that small time interval. So now you look at it, the event data, it shows all the information about each IP address and the port to which it is connecting, etc. Now on top of this, I can run a summarize query, which is very similar to this, and bucketize the data in Kusto. Now let's switch it to run the same query locally on the machine even before it hits the database, and summarize and collect them in real time. I take the same query and use it I take the query where I am looking for event ID 10 and 11 alone, and then I do a get process name on the event, and then I do a summarize by every 2 seconds. Once I run the same tool with the query now, you can see that the data is getting summarized and then it is getting uploaded to the database. I let the adversary do everything that the adversary typically does, and then now I go back to look at the data in Kusto Explorer. In this table, now you can see that the data is already summarized, and we are even getting the process name, which is not part of the provider, but we are doing a local lookup, and we are able to also insert that in the database. So you can see how we can switch between collecting all the data and doing summary on the server, or doing it on live stream and then uploading the data. Okay, so far we have seen how we are able to apply the concept of doing query on real time on a Windows machine. Not all the machines that are available that needs to be protected are Microsoft specific operating systems. So SOCs do have to defend Linux on the network. So we will look at how the same concept can be applied to a Linux machine. On Linux, we have different type of logging. So we have eBPF, which is very similar to ETW. So what we are trying to do here is we are trying to take the same high volume eBPF event and apply the same querying concept on top of it, and then do filtering on the local machine, and then just upload the data that we need for our future investigation. So this is more of something that we are currently working on. So I don't have a demo to show yet, but eventually this is how it will look like. We can start a eBPF trace session, and then the user will be able to do a similar filtering on the local machine, and he can upload. Here are the key takeaways from this presentation. The current tools for log analysis are inefficient for analyzing large data sets, and the event querying tools that we have allows us to explore events on a real-time feed or do pre-processing before uploading to the database for analysis. This allows us to be much more efficient and also we are able to look at different data sets without thinking about how it's going to impact the system. You can also output the data to any database of your choice. Right now we have it uploading to Kusto, but since this is an open source project and we are having the code available, you can wire it up to any other database of your choice too. Feel free to take pieces that you need from this, and also you can contribute to this. Here are some useful links on where the source code is going to be available, the KQL tool source, and then Kusto query language is part of Azure Data Explorer, so the full documentation of how the syntax works is available in the syntax in the docs. And then we have ETW Explorer tool, which is written by somebody else on a GitHub, that allows you to look at all the ETW providers that are available on the machine and start using them. Yeah. Thank you. Hi everyone. So I'm available to answer any questions that you have. Please use the chat window to send your questions across, and I can answer them. Okay, I'll give a few minutes. Yeah, and okay. So this tool is more about like a standalone, like it's something that's available um, for anybody to use outside of Sentinel, but Sentinel also will have similar capabilities. Yeah. Well, the so for example, like this tooling allows. So the question here is like, can you set up real time alerts with Kusto? Kusto has ability to like one. Well, there is a small lag in getting the data into Kusto, but then once you get it into Kusto, like you can run functions on timer, which can look at the data that is coming into Kusto, and then you can create alerts. It's about how you can leverage the different components of Azure and get an alerting functionality working. So one another thing to emphasize in this is that the purpose of the tool is to take the difficulty of writing code to extract data from the ETW events and WinLog events and even syslog. So the ability the tool provides is to take the data that is available in all these different formats and be easy to convert it into a easy to queryable model. That's the main thing that we are doing here. So the next question I can see here is like, when you say it can be used for pre-processing, are you suggesting it can be used like a log collector? I see it is for supporting IR investigation after the fact, specifically with the event logs. Well, so the purpose of pre-processing is when, let's say, like there is a high volume event stream that we are looking at, then the events that we are looking at may be minuscule, but the volume of data is large. So by running a query that is real time, it only extracts the data that matches your criteria and saves it. It doesn't try to save a huge volume of data and then go look for that one event that you're actually interested in. That's the main benefit of doing this pre-processing. So this allows people to look at high volume events, which typically people avoid because they don't want to save a terabyte of data looking for one event. Yeah. So the question is about share the download link for Kusto Explorer. So that link is at the last slide of this presentation. I don't have it right now with me. I can probably get it back to you. Um, so the next question is like, how many types of event logs are you collecting? Right now, we are collecting. We have code that is built in for reading syslog, for ETW logs, and WinLog. So other log types. Since the code is open source, it should be fairly easy to see how it can be extended to other log formats. The main thing that continuing on that question itself, like um, the log gets all the data gets converted into JSON format that is used in the query filtering. So it is it's like any data that can be translated into a JSON can be used to apply this querying on top. So any log format can be fitted into this real-time model. Yeah. The next question is like, do you need a cloud account to use it? There is no need for a cloud account to use this unless you are trying to upload the data into Kusto. So you can simply run this tool on a standalone machine that has no internet access and get the output into a text file. And if you want, you can simply print it to the screen. So there are different things that you can do on a machine that without having a cloud account. You need a cloud account only when you want to upload the data to Kusto and then do post analysis. So here is the link for Kusto Explorer. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So if anyone has any more questions, I'm available to answer. If there are no questions, I can wrap up in a minute. So the next question I have is like, are you planning to use any machine learning based detection model with your tools? The purpose of this tool is to collect the data and then make it available. So at that point, and once you get the data into Kusto, you have all the freedom to apply any machine learning on top of the data that's collected. So that is still a possibility. Yes, you can do it. Yep. Um, okay. Thanks everyone for attending this presentation. And uh, since the source code is available in a public GitHub, uh, you guys, anyone having a question can post a question in the GitHub website, and we will be happy to answer any questions you have. And also, it's an open source project, so we welcome everyone's contribution. Please feel free to connect to us through GitHub. Thank you. Bye.